And welcome everyone to Tuesday Tidbit Talks. I'm Mark Eibner, your president-elect for Metro Brokers 2021. And today we're going to be going over your ballot packages that some of you may have received. Right now, most of you that have received these are the shareholders of the Metro Brokers Corporation. Let's just take a look. This is a 96-page packet. I'm trying to condense this into the 30,000 foot view so that you can just watch this video and know what everything involved is. So the packet kind of looks like this. We have links below so that you can print these off if you did not receive yours from corporate via email. Otherwise, you've probably already got them in hand. I think it's pretty simple. Let's just start off by saying the annual meeting this year is October 21st at 2 p.m. So it's going to be at October 21st, 2 p.m. Because of the ongoing event, there will only be 30 people allowed at the Metro Brokers corporate office. They are being invited, and we'll see how that shakes out and who is or is not there at the corporate office. All voting this year will be done by proxy, okay? Or your ballot can be done by proxy, or your ballot can be done signed by you and scanned and sent via email, or it can be signed and faxed to corporate. So you can sign and scan and send. You can fax and send, but you cannot, other than the 30 people there at the meeting, actually deliver your ballot. So if you're in an office, one of your office owners probably will be collecting proxies. We've used proxies before, so the person that you're going to appoint to be your proxy will be your stand-in vote for you on these items. So hopefully that makes sense to everyone. Once again, October 21st, 2 p.m., we will be conducting the meeting with a Zoom account. So we'll have the actual Zoom invite. You can attend to the meeting. There's not going to be any venues or events this year. This is strictly going to be our annual business meeting. So we'll have our budgets, and we'll be voting on new board members, things of that nature, but it's strictly a 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock window of time for this year's annual meeting, unfortunately. So once again, the first thing you're going to see in your ballot is, and the easiest thing, I guess, is going to be our we have two people that are actually running as shareholder elected members. So that's going to be Daryl Evangelista and Tony Marietta. Okay, Daryl and Tony are running for the 2 seats that are open on the existing board of directors. Next year, right now, if all of our ballot initiatives pass, we'll have different people actually running for different seats. All of our members will be involved in that. So that's going to be your first thing you're voting on. Your proxy that you're going to receive, or your ballot that you receive, you can either assign someone to be your proxy, or you can vote yourself. But you'll see at the top of the ballot is election of members for the board of directors, Daryl Evangelista and Tony Marietta. Okay? The second thing on the ballot is going to be either approve or disapprove of the amendments to the Articles of Incorporation and our bylaws. So that's pretty simple. That page is there. That is encompassed basically in the 96 pages here. And you can read through all of our bylaws. You can see where the modifications were made and the changes are being made. So I'm just going to sum up the changes real quick. Number one, the simplest way of looking at this is it's called associate voting and directors. We're talking about corporate directors, which has to do with the fact we're a corporation. And then we have constituent directors, which will be voting and working in cooperation with all the shareholder elected board members. To dilute this down, what this says is all of our members, whether you're a shareholder, an existing shareholder, a new broker owner, or a broker associate, any and all members short of a time vesting period can actually vote in our elections, our annual elections every year. That's number one. I think that's just get that straight. Now you can read through all this, the minutia that the attorneys changed, but that is what it really means is we are allowing a board of directors and an executive committee to be made up of people that are not shareholders, not in the form of shareholders that we had in the past for Metro Brokers. Number 2, the marketing goal are expenditure restrictions. And also we're voting in, because this was not in our bylaws, for electronic membership approval. So 2 things are being voted in there. Number 1, our marketing goal, which is capping hard expense amounts for administrative costs, building and leasehold costs, and personnel costs. The only thing that is not restricted is the branding and the marketing that we spend our money on. Right now our goal is to get to basically a 75% expenditure level, and based on membership growth, moving up to 80 and 85% of our membership costs that come in should be a goal that's easily obtainable with the restrictions on the hard costs that in the past have never been written in stone. These are things that are written in stone that all members in the future will have to vote for increases or decreases. So I think this is a really important issue and an important aspect of these changes. The last thing that's on here is basically offices and office locations and what we consider professional work environments. In the past, of course, some of you may be familiar with the fact you used to have 6 independent companies to open up an office. In the last 10 years here, we've changed that to you have to have 1 broker and 5 associates to open up an office. Okay, and amongst all that, of course, we're also the half-mile rule. In other words, you could not open an office within basically a half a mile from any other existing Metro Broker office. So these 2 things are changing here. First of all, the one change is that really we're going to a minimum of 1 person can open an office. We've diluted the half-mile rule to basically say it can't be in the same building, and it can't be basically in the same contiguous parking lot as another existing Metro Broker office. Okay, this is a big change for Metro. The half-mile rule has been around on and off, theoretically, as far as enforcement, for as long as I've been with Metro Brokers. Now, the change down to 1 person, I think will have extraordinary results as far as growth goes in people having smaller offices on their own in some of these areas where we need penetration, and especially areas outside the Metro Denver area. So that little part there, when you look at it, says professional work environment and minimum number of members. Once again, that's going to be that you can apply for an office, open an office if it's as long as it's in a professional work environment, i.e. you're not working in your family room, you're not working out of your van, it's not going to be out of your basement. These are 8 to 5 business locations with the mandatory personal people that are manning the office and answering phones. So this is in no means we're not diluting or unprofessionalizing business atmospheres in the Metro Brokers organization. If anything, we've tightened them up more. What we have changed is instead of having to have 6 people, now you can have 1 person. And the restriction wise, say in areas like downtown, where in the past we had 1 particular office that can control almost all of downtown. If you drew a half-mile radius around their office in downtown Denver, they controlled everything in downtown Denver. So that is changing. We could have a number of small, great-looking offices in downtown Denver if it comes down to that. So the other thing here is we did eliminate any subsidies formed by Metro Brokers without the vote of all shareholders and hopefully constituents. So I want to make it known to everyone that this is an all or nothing document, all or nothing document. So we're voting for everyone can vote. We're voting for restrictions on things we can spend our monthly dues on. We're voting on office locations and what it takes to open an office, and we're also voting on that Metro Brokers just can't go off and start other subsidiaries without our members voting them in. Because we anticipate some of you having questions and concerns regarding all this material, we've scheduled 4 question and answer sessions at different Metro Broker locations, and of course one will be on Zoom also. So if you'd like a personal one-on-one meeting or office meeting and your office isn't on there, simply give Perry a call down in corporate. We'll see what we can set up with our existing board of directors or executive committee for you to do that in person. Right now we have an September 23rd meeting at 11 a.m. over at Metro Brokers Elite at 8480 East Orchard Road. Once again, that's on the 23rd of September at 11 o'clock. Now, all these meetings are in the registration clicks below this video that you're watching right now. You must register so that these office owners know you're going to be in attendance. On October 6th, we're going to be having a meeting here, Metro Brokers at the Inverness office at 188 Inverness Drive. That's also at 11 a.m. Please register on that. Metro Brokers Corporate will be having a meeting on October 7th. October 7th, you can attend that in person, or we will be broadcasting that via Zoom. And then the last meeting date on October 8th will be at the Metro Brokers Lincoln South Metro office over there in South Elati. Once again, that's also starting at 11 o'clock. So 11 o'clock on the 23rd of September, 11 o'clock on October 6th over here at the Inverness location, 11 o'clock at Metro Brokers Corporate on the 7th, and then on the 8th, 11 o'clock at the Littleton South Metro office. So those are all things. If you could please register if you're going to attend, or at least save the Zoom link. If you've got any questions, you can ask those questions at any of these physical meetings or the Zoom meeting that's being run by Metro Brokers. I hope that was clearer than perhaps sitting down and reading through all these, but that's how we're doing it this year. Number one, we're going to be voting by all write-in ballots ahead of time or proxies. Keep that in mind. You cannot attend if you're not one of the attendees that is invited to vote. You'll have to vote ahead of time or give your vote to a proxy who is attending. And we've went over the items that are changing in the bylaws. So we've got board members for the board of directors we're voting for, and then we've got bylaw changes that we're voting on. That's pretty much what it's at, and I hope I summed that up nicely for you. I really appreciate you guys taking the time today to listen to this video, and I really do encourage you to look through the changes that we're doing here. I think they're stupendously great changes. They're things that probably could have happened 5-10 years ago, but with the turn of events and just everything on how Metro's been in its 44 years, not a better time to make these changes than right now. Thanks, and thanks for watching this video. Have a great day.